I have already announced it before, and I am reminding you again, because you have only one day left. My child, if you love me truly, don't dismiss the importance of these words, and listen to me until the very end, otherwise you will miss out on the blessings I want to shower upon you. My child, do you think you have a lot of time? Do you think that the plans you have made in your mind for the days ahead will succeed without my will? My child, listen, for my words are life, and they are given to you not to create fear but to awaken you. You have walked many days in your own strength, believing that your vision for tomorrow is enough to carry you into it. But, I tell you, tomorrow is never guaranteed by your own hands. It is not your breath that keeps you alive. It is mine. It is not your wisdom that guides your steps. It is the path I have set before you. And yet, even after all I have whispered into your heart, you still hold tightly to your own understanding, as if it is a shield that can protect you from what you do not see. My child, in this last day, I am not seeking to burden you. I am seeking to free you from the false confidence you have built upon your fears, free you from the self-made plans that were never rooted in the peace I offered you, free you from the weight of trying to control a world that was never meant to be controlled by your hands. I want to dismantle what you built without me, not to humiliate you, but to give you a foundation that cannot be shaken when the winds come. And the winds are coming, my child. They always come. Not to destroy, but to test what stands. And what stands is only what has been established in truth, in love, in my purpose. You have looked at your life, and sometimes you have wondered why certain doors closed or why certain paths grew dark when you thought they should have been bright. You questioned whether I was with you or whether the world had gone silent to your cries. But I tell you today, my child, I was never silent. You were listening for an answer shaped by your expectations, while I was giving you an answer shaped by my wisdom. You prayed for blessings, but you forgot that sometimes the greatest blessing is a detour that saves you from a future that would have broken you. I have been watching you, not as a judge who seeks to find fault, but as a loving father who sees his child stumbling in the dark, trying to find light in places where light does not live. I have seen every tear you held back, every sigh you released when no one was around, every moment you pretended to be strong when your heart was collapsing under the weight of things you thought you had to carry alone. You never had to carry them alone. I was there, my child. In every breath, in every silence, in every night you thought had swallowed you. Now listen carefully. This day that remains is not a threat. It is an invitation. Do not hear my urgency as an announcement of doom. Hear it as an announcement of opportunity. You have been given a window in time, a moment that is set apart from all other moments, where you can step out of what you have been and step into what you were meant to be. There is a shift taking place, a realignment, a reordering of things in your life. But you must be willing to let go of the old before the new can rest upon you. My child, you've carried old pains as if they were treasures. You've held on to old identities as if they defined your future. You've kept old wounds open as if they were proof of who you are. But I tell you, you are more than what hurt you. You are more than what failed you. You are more than what you lost. You are mine, and what is mine is not destined to live in chains. But chains cannot fall if the one wearing them refuses to acknowledge what binds them. And you have been ignoring certain truths, my child, not because you are rebellious, but because you are afraid. Afraid that if you look directly at what has been holding you back, you will be overwhelmed. But you will not be overwhelmed, because I am with you. And with me, nothing can overcome you. In this single last day, I want you to open your heart completely. I want you to let me show you what you have been unwilling to see. I want you to let me touch the parts of your life you have been protecting even from me. Not because they are precious, but because they are fragile. Let me replace your fragility with my strength. Let me replace your fear with my peace. Let me replace your confusion with clarity. My child, you have been asking for signs, and you have been asking for confirmations, but you have been ignoring the signs I already gave you. You have looked for miracles while overlooking the miracles I performed quietly every day. The miracle of waking up with new mercy, the miracle of finding hope when you thought hope was gone, the miracle of still being able to hear my voice even after all the noise of the world tried to drown it out. Recognize, my child, that you are surrounded by evidence of my love, evidence of my patience, evidence of my unbroken promises. You have said in your heart many times, "One day I will listen fully, one day I will change, one day I will surrender." But that one day was always delayed by your fears, by your distractions, by the moments that pulled you away from your true purpose. And now I tell you, this is that day. Not because time is running out in the way you think, but because the window of opportunity to receive what I have been preparing for you is open now, and it will not remain open in the same way forever. Some blessings require timing, and your time is now. Let me speak to the doubts you haven't dared to voice. You fear that you are not worthy of what I want to give you. You fear that your past has disqualified you. You fear that your weakness makes you unfit for my plan. But my child, your worth was never measured by your perfection. Your worth is rooted in my love for you, and my love does not diminish because of your failures. If anything, I draw closer when you fall, not further. And I am not looking for perfection. I am looking for willingness. If you're willing, even with trembling hands, even with uncertain steps, even with a heart that is still learning how to trust, then you have already given me enough to work with. I can do more with your surrender than you can do with your entire life of striving. My child, you have been trying to fix everything by yourself. You have been trying to heal wounds that require my touch. You have been trying to open doors that I sealed for your protection. You have been trying to understand things that will only make sense when you see them through my light. And you have been exhausted, not because you are weak, but because you have been fighting battles that are not yours to fight. Give me what you cannot carry any longer. Give me what has been draining you. Give me what has been stealing your peace. Let me take it from your hands so that I can place something better in them. I know you have been disappointed. I know you have been waiting for answers that seem delayed. I know you have been wrestling with thoughts that have made you question your purpose, your worth, and your future. But I tell you today, nothing you have experienced has been wasted. Not one tear, not one struggle, not one delay, not one closed door. Everything has been part of a preparation you could not see. You thought you were losing time, but you were gaining strength. You thought you were being denied, but you were being redirected. You thought life was falling apart, but I was allowing certain pieces to crumble so that better pieces could take their place. My child, you have been growing even in the moments you felt stagnant. You have been moving forward even when you believed you were stuck. You have been transforming, quietly, slowly, faithfully. But now comes a different kind of season, a season that requires intentionality from you. You cannot step into what is ahead while holding on to what is behind. You cannot embrace the promise while clinging to the fear. You cannot receive the blessing if your hands are still filled with yesterday's burdens. This last day is your moment to release what has been and trust what is about to come. Do not fear change, my child. Change is not your enemy when I am the one orchestrating it. You have asked me to guide you, and now I am. You have asked me to make a way, and I have. You have asked me to speak, and I am speaking. But when I speak, you must listen, and when I move, you must follow. I am calling you into a higher level of trust, a level where you no longer dabble in the shallow waters of faith, but step into the depth of it. A level where you do not seek me only when you are in need, but walk with me consistently, intentionally, daily. A level where you do not let fear dictate your choices. A level where you allow me to be the center of your life, not an afterthought. And so I ask you, my child, what do you want this last day to be? A day of hesitation, or a day of surrender? A day of holding back, or a day of saying, "Here I am, Lord, take all of me"? The choice is yours. I will not force you. I will not demand from you what you are unwilling to offer. But know this, What I am offering you is greater than what you will ever lose by trusting me. My child, listen now, for I will speak to you about the moments in your life when you become unstable, when your heart trembles and your mind wanders into places of fear. These are the moments that have often shaken you, the moments you tried to hide from others, and sometimes even from yourself. But you cannot hide them from me, for I see the innermost workings of your heart. I know every shift in your thoughts, every wave of emotion, every uncertainty that swells within you. And I tell you today, when everything becomes unstable around you, that is the exact moment you must look to me. For I am the place where stability is born. There are seasons in your life when everything you stand on begins to shake. Your expectations crumble. Your plans collapse. The things you relied on feel like they are slipping through your fingers. Sometimes it happens suddenly, like a storm that catches you without warning. Other times it happens slowly, like a crack growing in the foundation of a house, until one day the structure you thought was firm can no longer hold. You have experienced both kinds of instability. You have known the moments when life changes in a single breath, and you have known the long, painful seasons when you could feel things falling apart, yet you did not know how to keep them together. My child, when you reach these moments, you often feel as if you are losing yourself. You feel as if your heart is no longer under your control, as if your thoughts are racing in directions you cannot stop, as if you are being pulled into a tide that threatens to swallow you. You have said in your heart, "Why is this happening? Why am I so shaken? Why can I not find my balance?" And you have sometimes felt as though you were failing simply because you were afraid. But hear me, fear is not a failure. Weakness is not a failure. Uncertainty is not a failure. Uncertainty is not a failure. These are the moments that reveal your humanity, and it is in your humanity that I desire to meet you most intimately. I do not seek you only in your strength. I seek you also in your fragility. I do not seek you only in your confidence. I seek you also in your confusion. I do not seek you only when you stand firm. I seek you also when you are falling. My child, when life becomes unstable, do not resist the feeling. Allow your heart to acknowledge what it feels. Allow your mind to recognize its limitations. Allow your soul to cry out. Do not pretend to be untouched. Do not wear a mask of strength to hide your fear. Come to me with your honest heart, for I do not expect perfection from you. I expect truth, and truth is the door through which my peace enters. You have a habit, my child, of trying to fix things before you even come to me. You try to calm your own fears. You try to organize your thoughts. You try to restore your balance. And when you cannot, you feel as if you have failed. But you were never meant to find stability by your own strength. You were never meant to face the waves alone. You were never meant to be your own foundation. I am your foundation. I am your stability. I am the one who holds you when everything else slips from your grip. Listen to me carefully, for this is a truth you must carry for the rest of your life. The ground beneath your feet is not meant to always be still. Sometimes it will shake to remind you that you are not rooted in earthly things. If the world never shook, you would forget me. You would forget that I am the one who holds you steady even when nothing else can. You have felt the weight of anxiety press upon your chest, the kind that makes it hard to breathe. You have felt the pain of uncertainty, the kind that makes you question your future. You have felt waves of emotion that rise without warning, making you feel as if you are losing control. And sometimes you thought these experiences meant you were far from me. But my child, many times they are proof that I am drawing you closer, because only in instability do you realize how desperately you need stability. And real stability is found only in me. There are moments in your life when you look ahead and everything feels uncertain, and you begin to fall apart inside. But understand this, you are not falling apart, you are falling toward me. When the world becomes unstable, I am teaching you that your balance never came from the world to begin with. When your emotions swing wildly, I am teaching you that true peace does not come from what you feel, but from who you trust. When your mind becomes filled with doubts, I am teaching you that your own understanding was never meant to be your guide. I was. My child, there will be days when you feel as if you are walking on waves, just like one of my children who walked toward me in the midst of a storm long ago. He walked as long as his eyes were on me, but the moment he looked at the wind, he began to sink. You are the same. When your eyes are fixed on me, you walk above the chaos, above the fear, above the uncertainty. But when you look at the storm, when you become fixed on what you cannot control, when you start measuring the waves instead of remembering my words, you begin to sink. Not because you are weak, but because you shifted your focus from the source of your strength. Every time you lose your balance, it is not a condemnation, it is a reminder to look back at me, to listen to my voice, to recognize that fear will always speak, but it never has the final word. I speak over the fear. I speak over the chaos. I speak over the uncertainty. And when I speak, everything quiets. My child, you have to understand that stability is not the absence of storms. Stability is not a life without change. Stability is not a path without obstacles. Stability is my presence with you. Stability is knowing that my hand is always reaching for yours. Stability is knowing that no matter how fiercely the wind blows, my word remains the same. Stability is not found in the calm. It is found in me. You have asked me many times, why can't things just remain steady? Why can't everything just be peaceful? But my child, if everything were always still, your faith would never grow. If everything were always predictable, you would never seek me deeper. If everything were always easy, you would never learn who you are in me. Every person I have ever called into purpose has passed through seasons of instability, not as a punishment, but as a preparation. You have been in such seasons. You may even be in one now. But do not let your heart be troubled. Do not let your thoughts run ahead of my timing. Do not let fear lead you. Let me be your stability. Let me be your center. Let me be the anchor that holds you when the world pulls at your feet. I know you try sometimes to hide your instability from others because you think they will judge you or see you as weak. But I do not judge you, and to me your weakness is not shameful. It is beautiful, because it is in your weakness that my strength is revealed most clearly. When you are unstable, my strength becomes your balance. When you are afraid, my love becomes your calm. When you are confused, my wisdom becomes your light. When you are broken, my hand becomes your healing. My child, there are parts of your heart that still believe you must be strong at all times, that you must never stumble. But you are human, and humans were never created to live without me. You were created to walk with me, to lean on me, to rest in me, to find your stability in me, not in the world, not in your plans, not in your circumstances, not even in yourself. Sometimes you blame yourself for feeling unstable, as if it is a sign that something is wrong with you. But it is not wrong to be shaken. It is only wrong to remain shaken by your own choice when I am here, ready to steady you. When your heart falls out of alignment, let it be an invitation, not a failure. Let it draw you closer to me. Let it encourage you to release what you have been trying so hard to hold together. Do not wait until you're falling apart to look for me. Look for me when the first cracks appear. Look for me when the first doubts begin. Look for me when the first signs of fear arise. If you learn to turn to me early, you will not sink as deeply into the waters of uncertainty. You will learn to walk above them, with me as your support. My child, there are truths you must hold close, especially in the moments of instability.